Hey, what's up? I'm Travis.
I'm Tyler.
And he is getting some apple juice. But this is Twisted Transcription Studios, and we're going to do a segment called Track Chat today. Alright, so this segment, like I said, we're going to call it Track Chat, and we're going to break down individual bands, individual albums, individual songs. I mean, we really get into it.
Depending on what we're feeling that day.
Yep.
Could be a one track, could be a whole song. Not a whole song.
One track, one whole song.
Could be a whole album. Could be a, like we're going to do today. We're going to talk the whole course of one band.
The course of this band. Even though it's been a short course, it is Wage War.
Yep.
A relatively new, what you would call metalcore band. I feel like they got kind of a tech metal gent feel as well. But
I love them, man.
Yeah, it's a good band. They started back. The first album dropped in 2015.
They used to be named something else. I want to say it was Empire. Or Empire.
Something like that, yeah.
They had to change it though for copyright reasons or something. Anyway, of course, they're Wage War now.
Yeah, Wage War now.
The first album was Blueprints in 15.
Yep, I think you heard it first.
Yeah, I can tell you near about the same day I heard it. It was the end of November, mid-November of 15. I was on the way to the gym, and I heard it on Octane. They played 21, one of their lighter tracks, I guess.
Yeah, what you would say is a lighter track
and
off that album.
I was just like, dude, this is dope. I instantly texted him. I was like, go check out this band.
And I did.
I immediately bought that album on iTunes. Listened to it all the way through while I was working out, like on the way home. I listened to it on repeat for like weeks.
Yeah,
it was dope.
It was one of those albums that you can just really dive into and listen to every single song. There were a couple of songs that weren't quite to that par, but I mean, really, you could
all
listen
around,
to that whole
it's
album.
Probably their most brutal, solid album.
It's absolutely brutal.
Like,
it's heavy as hell.
Starts off
with Hollow, absolutely.
Super brutal, and it's just.
I mean, it comes in. I mean, it's just that
hits you.
I mean,
it jumps right into 21. I love any time a band does that.
Yeah, a nice
Lamb
intro
of God does
music
a lot.
straight into the second song. It's just beautiful transitions.
I'm pretty sure they do it on every album. I know they do it on the second one, going from the first to the second song, and I want to say they do it on the third one.
Another track on that one that was probably my favorite track is The River.
Oh god,
The River
it's in my top 10 favorite songs of all time.
It is dirty. I mean, it is a dirty song.
It just gives me hype even today. If I was to listen to it, it's on my gym playlist, my workout mix.
Yep, it is.
And I'm just like,
yeah, every single time it gets me hype. It's been out since 15, and it gives me hype.
Going on 5 years.
Out of that album, any like negatives or?
No, I wouldn't say negative. It was like one or two songs that I was just like, eh.
After like 6 months of playing this on repeat, I started skipping Youngblood.
Yeah, Youngblood. Youngblood would be the one. Youngblood and
but
that's about it.
Yeah, and it's not even a bad song, but like I said, I listened to it enough that was one that I didn't particularly go straight to.
I like the meaning behind it. It talks about like children being bullied and
right,
teen suicide, and it's got a good.
A lot of their songs do have a great message.
Yeah,
a lot of their songs do have a great message.
The River and a lot of other songs, which we're going to talk about on the next album, deal with breakups. Like, I think it was the lead singer. She cheated on him or something.
Yeah, maybe that one.
He wrote some songs about it.
That's why that was so brutal or something.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Anyway, I can't even remember the tuning it is, but it's unreal. I think it was drop A.
Yes.
But fast forward to 17.
17, yeah.
Yep. Dead Weight comes out.
Dead Weight. First single I think they released was "Don't Let Me Fade Away," and I was like hooked on it instantly.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because I like to associate with different I hear this here, and I knew it came from there. But it sounds like the Walking Dead intro if you really listen to it.
Yeah, it's so good, though. That
it's a great song. Stitch was a good one.
Same way with this album. The first track, not Hollow,
2 years.
2 years. Just comes out banging. Jumps right into Southbound. That was a good song, too. I like it. It's kind of a faster pace.
This one did lighten up a little bit.
Yeah,
there were a couple of tracks that were a lot more less guttural, very vocal. Yeah. I feel like you got a lot more of and not saying that everything that is ever recorded now is not auto-tuned in some way, because most albums have auto-tune on them, but I feel like you get that kind of maybe we'll lose subscribers on this comment, but what is it called? Oh my gosh, I've just lost the name. Asking Alexandria. Like that, I mean, so super auto-tuned. It just sounds computered. I mean, it's just not. It's not metal.
It's not what you want to hear about.
It's not metal. And
back to the album.
Yeah, back to the album.
They went softer with songs like Gravity and Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash actually got heavy towards the end.
They weren't bad songs.
Yeah, I really like Johnny Cash. And Gravity's okay, but like they just played it too much on Octane, man. Like, and radio stations do that. They find a good song, they'll kill it.
They kill it.
Like, even if it's not a good song, but if it's a song that like the mass is gonna jump to, cling to, they're gonna play the shit out of it.
Right.
And that was one of them.
But and auto-tune does belong, just like in both those songs, because the lead vocalist, you can definitely tell there's been some tuning done, and it belongs. I mean, it fits well. It helps you. It helps you sound better.
Yeah. When you listen to them though, most of the time the lighter singing is actually the guitarist. It's not Britton. Is his name, I believe, Britton. But yeah, like I said about the River, he talked about a breakup. He does the same thing in Johnny Cash, and he wrote this line that I just thought was dope.
There's some
This is the last song I'll write about you, and it just slams heavy. It's just it's so dope.
They do have some excellent lyricism in a lot of in most of their songs. The lyricism is top notch.
And then
anything like lower par on the album though that you would just constantly skip or
constantly skip. Probably just Gravity. I'm not a big fan of Disdain. It's just it comes in with that. I just don't.
And
he likes it. I remember when it come out, you were like, I love this song.
I did dig that song. There are some though, like the and I find myself doing this in a lot of songs, like songs that start straight off with like a blast beat and just it's just immediately they turn me off. But in probably another segment that we'll do with After the Burial, there's a lot of songs that they start off like that are just absolutely bangers. Yeah. I mean, it all depends. But stepping forward again,
the biggest letdown of 2019.
So this year,
man, I was so hyped for this album. Then they released it. They released the first single back in like February or late January. Yeah.
Low. Yeah.
Dude, I love that song. It's the best still, in my opinion.
And they even changed it though.
Yeah,
they changed it.
Yeah.
Just slightly, but
you can tell it though if you've heard it enough. Heard the first one enough. It's still a dope song, man. Like.
And this goes to the point. This album really drops to the point that like Bring Me the Horizon is done. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure. I say I don't know, but I'm sure anybody that's watching this has probably heard like old school Bring Me the Horizon, like Pray for Plagues and stuff like that. Like maybe it sounds like junk, but it was like heavy as shit back then. To what they are now. I mean, now they're in my eyes they're a pop band.
Yeah, and that's what this like. They sold to the masses. Like I just said, they were like, oh, well, we got a lot of feedback from Gravity and a lot of feedback from Johnny
does
Cash,
a lot of things
because that's all they played. They didn't play none of the good shit on the album. They played the soft shit that everybody was gonna listen to.
It's true. At any rate, there were some good songs.
There was some good songs on the album. Like I ain't gonna lie, I really like Take the Flight. It just comes in with a and just dope. Low's good, yeah. Low, Prison's pretty good. Grave sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
But at the same time, you do have to respect the lyricism.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're I mean, literally every album they put out has had great lyricism.
I'm not gonna say
even the softer songs are great lyrics.
I'm not gonna say that they're bad songs. They're just it's not Wage War, man. Like,
right. That was my disappointment coming from that 15. Because we discovered them not in 15. I don't remember when we found them.
I found them in 15.
Was it 15?
Yeah, it was the end of 15. But they released their album like the beginning.
That seems like forever ago. But anyway, from that point, I mean, 4 years apparently have flown. But because I feel like
they release the album every 2 years, and I feel like it's good unless you're like.
That's a good pace.
I feel like it's a decent amount. 2.5. Unless you're like Five Finger Death Punch, and they release the album every year and a half, and it just sounds the exact same, and it just.
But yeah. To me, going from that first super brutal, super heavy album to this latest album. It's dropped from my style opinion. Like, some people might absolutely
There's
love.
a lot of people that love it. I read the comments on Instagram, Facebook. They love it, man. And I'm just like, I like it. I like the songs. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
They're good songs, but they're
absolutely
heavy.
great songs.
Like,
But knowing where they came from.
What's the one? It sounds like a
There's a Taylor Swift song in there.
song.
I mean, I
Me
spotted
Against
this.
Myself.
Me Against Myself. I spotted this driving home one
As
day.
soon as I saw the title, I was like, "This is gonna be a soft song."
The day he texted me about this album, he was like, "Did y'all listen to Wage War?" And I had forgotten it came out. I listened to it, and I was just skipping through it, and I heard that one, and I was like, "This is Taylor Swift." I texted my group chat, "This is Taylor Swift. Listen to it." It was, I mean, it sounds like a rip. And there was another thing I had a gripe about. I know that a lot of metal bands now use like Easy Drummer or sample drums and stuff like that. I know that a lot of metal bands do that now, but it's so apparent on this album.
Same hit every time.
So apparent.
Not louder. It's just the same snare hit, bass, kick hit, whatever.
And as somebody that mixes and records, like that live, you can't get away from that live drum sound for me. Like even if every hit ain't perfect, that's kind of what makes it human. And that's kind of what I missed on this latest album. I know they probably used sample drums on their previous albums, but it was just super apparent on this album. I don't know. I just didn't. I wasn't a big fan of that sampled sound, and it got a lot more auto-tuney. Yeah. Every album is now, but I just feel like they kind of just did the sellout route and went pop.
I mean, maybe their next album they'll bring it back to the roots. I'm still a fan. I'm still gonna listen to them. I still listen to the new album. I just deleted like 4 songs off of it because I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to this. It's not way.
This is a great album minus these 4 songs.
Yeah, I mean, there's songs like that. I mean, other of my favorite bands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah, just released the album. It's, yeah. I mean, well, that's another topic.
That's another topic.
Another time. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for this track chat. Do us a favor, hit like and subscribe.
Leave a comment. Hit the bell.
Stay tuned for the next video. Peace.
Hasta.